Are you going to the Eras Tour or a festival or a concert or just any other event this summer where you need your makeup to last and you also want it to look really cute with sparkles and glitter and rhinestones and gems, etc., then this is the video for you. I'm going to share all of my long-lasting makeup tips to make your makeup last in the heat, maybe even in the rain if you're in the UK, and all of my sparkly, glittery, rhinestoney kind of recommendations. If that sounds good to you, give this a thumbs up and let's do it. I put on my Reputation t-shirt today. Here's hoping. Oh, and also you can't even see my earrings because they kind of blend in with my hair when it's down like this. But these are from a small business called Charings. Don't actually know if these are still in stock, but I will link her business down below. She very kindly gifted me a few pairs. First things first, stay hydrated and wear SPF. That's a starter. So my tips for a long-lasting base are to use a primer for sure. I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Jelly Pop. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I really like if it will come out. To be honest, I like all of e.l.f.'s grippy primers. This is just like a newer one and I'm gonna put this everywhere. I do have oily skin, so I am catering this like specifically to that, but I'd say if you have dry skin, make sure your skin is well moisturized, because the longer that you wear your makeup, I feel like it gets drier and drier throughout the day as your face tries to like suck any moisture out of your makeup and into your skin. So make sure that your face is well moisturized and maybe go for like a more hydrating primer. But a little tip which I have shared before, but if I need my makeup to last really, really well and I really want it to stay, I take the tiniest little bit of loose powder on a brush and I just go over my T-zone where I get really oily. And I know this seems like it's gonna make your makeup look like shit, but just use a little bit. You really don't need much. This one is from Colourpop, but whichever your favorite loose powder is, and I would definitely recommend go for a loose powder rather than a pressed one, because personally for me, I find that the loose ones like get in there more and help set everything better. And then this is an extra step, which again, you don't have to do, but I'm gonna spray a bit of setting spray before I even do my makeup. This one is tried and tested. It's from e.l.f. It's the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. It's one of my favorites. I think it's a tenner. And it is the type of setting mist that actually like locks your makeup in. And when I do like the swatch test, I usually like swatch eyeshadow on my arm and then you rub like this. The e.l.f. one doesn't budge, so it's tried and tested by me. But there are actually so many good setting mists on the market. Obviously the Urban Decay one is an absolute classic. This L'Oreal one stinks of alcohol, but it does do a really, really good job. It's the 3-second infallible setting mist. Studio London, the Superdrug own brand, have one. NYX do some really good setting mists. But I'd say for a concert, make sure you get the ones that are like long lasting rather than the ones that are more oil based. So for my foundation, I'm using the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation, which is the 35-hour one. I mean, realistically, this isn't gonna last 35 hours. I'm not sure it will. I've not tested that. However, it's a really, really good foundation if you have oily skin. I'm using the shade True Ivory 103, and it is definitely more on the thick side of foundations. Like, it doesn't really look super natural. Actually, I might need to put on a little bit more. But oh my god, this foundation lasts so well. I've even done a wear test in the past where I sprayed myself in the face with a shower and it still looked pretty damn good afterwards. So I am gonna say this is probably rain approved. I mean, I've not gone out and stood in the rain with my full face of makeup. Just gonna add a little bit more, but it's a really good foundation. Make sure you like push it really into all those crevices of your nose. I'm gonna use this Max Factor concealer, which is the Multi Perfector one. This is the shade 1N, because I found this in a makeup bag of mine the other day and I was like, oh my god, I've not used that in ages. Although actually I think that's gonna be a bit too light for my spots, so I'm just gonna use this under my eyes and on my chin. It's quite a nice hydrating concealer, so it feels like nice under the eyes and not too dry. On my spots, I'm just gonna take some of the Maybelline eraser. This is the shade 01. If you feel like you need to, you can do the sandwich method for concealer, where you put on your concealer first and then foundation and then another layer of concealer to make sure that any like scars or spots or anything is covered nicely. And then my favorite thing to do is add powder foundation where I need it. As normal with bronzer and blush, I recommend doubling up with cream and powder products if you're able to, or if you want to, you might not be bothered. I just personally find that using cream bronzer followed by powder and same for blush, it just lasts longer on your skin, I guess because you've got like a double layer. This one is from MUA. It is the bronzed cream bronzer in the shade Caramel. Putting it in all the usual places. Again, I think this is like a $5. Maybe I used this in my last video actually. I think I might have done. And I'm also going to use this to do a bit of bronzer down my nose like I normally do. And then same for my blush, I'm actually going to mix these two things together. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Camo Blush in the shade Pinky Promise. And then this is the Colourpop Liquid Light Glow Drops, the liquid highlighter in the shade Petalite. So I'm going to do a little blob of each of these because I think that will look quite nice. Let's do a little dab of e.l.f. and then a little blob of that over the top. And then mix them together on my face, I guess. Okay. Dab what's left on my nose. I have not done this before, so let's see what it looks like. Actually, I'm not so sure about that because the Colourpop highlighter drops dried really quickly and they haven't blended out perfectly. However, really recommend the e.l.f. blushes. Again, as usual, make sure that you've blended out all of your creases before you set. And then I'm using a powder puff to just really press in that loose powder. I mean, I say this all the time, but powder puffs just really help to get up into those creases, you know? If you have dry skin, you might not need to set with a powder, but I would recommend still using a setting spray. I do set my face everywhere, but you don't have to if you don't feel like you need to, but it will make everything last longer for sure. And then just to double up, I'm gonna go over where I put the bronzer and the blush with some powder products. This one is one of the Kiko bronzers. Does anyone remember when I would literally just only pretty much use these in all my videos? The Kiko Baked Bronzer. This is from the Festival Glow collection in 02. I've not actually kept up to date. Are Kiko still doing these kind of bronzers? Because they were just the best. Although I feel like this one isn't as bronzy as like the first couple collections they did with these kind of baked bronzers, but still lovely. I'm gonna put some on my nose. And then for my blush, I'm gonna use this one from Milani. This is the Baked Powder Blush in 12 Bella Bellini. It's just a really nice pink blush with a slight gold shimmer. So I'm just gonna add that over the top because I love a little, I mean, I love a lot of blush. And also as well, if you are going to a concert with friends, like, I don't know, maybe you want to take some cute pictures of you in your outfit. I think it doesn't matter if you go a little bit more heavy-handed with your makeup, you know, just so that it shows up if you are taking any pictures. And if you're not taking any pictures, that's fine. I just like to double up on everything, you know. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Waterproof brows. I'm gonna try this, which is the, I have tried this before, but I can't remember how well it went. I think it went pretty well, you know. This is the NYX Zero to Brow Gel in Ash Brown. It's their Longwear Brow Gel. I just wish the applicator was different. Like, why have they done it on this little domed thing? I do not understand, but I'm gonna try some of this on a brush. But this is supposed to be a waterproof brow gel. Oh god, that's gone horribly wrong. See if I could just blend that out. Oh my god, these are just gonna turn into block eyebrows. Let me just see if I can use this. I was trying to think of other waterproof brow products because I'm sure there's definitely more on the market, but maybe I've decluttered them or maybe they're just not in the right place in my drawers, but this was one of the main waterproof brow products that I could find in my collection. Oh, and by the way, I highly suggest if you are using waterproof makeup, get yourself an oil cleanser or like a balmy cleanser that will remove waterproof makeup. Otherwise, you're gonna struggle to get this all off at the end of the day. I have been there before where I've been to, I think I was also maybe going to a concert or maybe I was away on holiday. Basically, I forgot to bring waterproof makeup remover and I just had like makeup wipes. It didn't go very well. Like, that's the one thing that puts me off wearing waterproof mascara on a daily basis, just the fact that it's such a bitch to get it off. And they do it in little travel sizes as well. Okay, this eyebrow, I feel like I managed to achieve it looking a little bit more fluffy. Eyebrows are on, and then to top that off, wait, what is the other side? Oh, just a spoolie. To top it all off, I'm going in with this Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt Gel Mascara because again, this is waterproof. I have worn this on the sea in holiday and it didn't budge, so I can definitely vouch for the fact that this is waterproof. I'm just using the shade medium brown. So if you sweat loads, you should be good. If it rains like it usually does at festivals and concerts in the UK, then you should also be good. So all weatherproof, hopefully. At this stage, I'm gonna go in with another layer of setting mist. And I would recommend using a fair amount, like you want it to actually cover enough surface area. I would also suggest get a little handheld fan to dry your setting mist. It works a lot better, but I don't know where mine is currently, so I'm just going to use my hands. Just a little bonus thing that I just realised I forgot to do. I love doing little fake freckles. By the way, if you're wondering what makeup look I'm going to go for when I go to the Eras Tour, I don't actually know. I'm thinking something Mirrorball themed, or I might do, because one of my looks is, it's kind of Midnight's inspired, but also Speak Now inspired, because it's like Midnight, one of her Midnight's outfits, but in purple. So I could do something that's like bejeweled and go for one of like the really cool Pat McGrath inspired looks with all the gems and stuff, or I could just do like straight up Mirrorball because I feel like that works with any Taylor era. I don't really know what makeup I'm gonna do. Maybe both. And again, maybe this is extra, but after I have set, I'm gonna go back in and powder my T-zone just to make sure that it's like fully not gonna budge. Let's talk about glitter and eyeshadow palettes and colours and sparkles and everything. Okay, so if you're going to the Eras Tour and you're looking for a specific look, I did actually post a TikTok and I posted like a Twitter thread of all of my different Taylor inspired makeup looks. But I would say the best thing to do if you're looking for something easy, if you're looking for something quick, and you can adapt this to any Taylor era, any colour of your outfit. If you're going to a different concert or a festival, you need one eyeshadow colour and then a glitter, and then extra bonus step, some rhinestones, which you can get on Amazon for really cheap, and also share with your friends if you're going with a group of people. I'm going to use this palette, which is from 17, which is their, it's just called eyeshadow palette. I think it's £5, and this is their greens one, but they do different shades of this as well. I'm gonna go for something green today. Seeing as I'm wearing my Reputation t-shirt and my Reputation earrings, I'm gonna go for Snake vibes. I know that Reputation is usually black, but I associate it with a lot of green just because of the snakes and everything. So I'm taking this palette. Which shade do I go for? I might take this matte green, or actually I might go with this light green, or I might go with both. I would say, for example, if you're going for a blue look, take a blue eyeshadow, a blue matte eyeshadow or a blue shimmer eyeshadow. Shimmer's probably better because it will blend with the glitter more. But if you don't have that, it doesn't matter because you're going to put glitter over the top. Some of my recommendations for concert eyeshadow palettes. If you're looking for something affordable, 17 doing these little mini palettes. They're really good. Sephora also do these palettes, which are called the Color Shifter palettes. They have a few different shades. This one is Strange Botanicals. And in here, you get a few different shades of eyeshadow. And the middle shade is a glitter. So this one is like a really pretty, actually, that is such a Taylor glitter. This would be such a good little Fearless palette. Wait, where am I gonna swatch these? I guess I swatch them on my hand. This is like almost like a pinky goldy green reflect glitter. It's really cool. The Colourpop Pokemon palette is such a good concert palette, specifically Eras Tour, because it has pretty much every color you need in here. The only color that's not in here is a white and a black, and they have a few glitter shades as well. I used this a couple videos back. I don't know if this palette is still available. If it is, I'll link it down below, but it was the Jade X Beauty Bay palette. It's a 42 shade palette, and look at all of these incredible colors. To be honest, Beauty Bay kills it with their eyeshadows. My favorite Beauty Bay palettes are always their limited edition ones, and I don't know why they make these limited edition, because the shimmers in these are always like so much nicer quality than their regular shimmers. But this one is called Retro Love. They have so many of these kind of palettes, and so many of them would fit any Eras theme. Made by Mitchell Do Some Lovely Palettes. This is the Head in the Clouds palette. And then, oh my god, another palette that is stunning is the Time Warp palette from Glisten Cosmetics. This has got like multi-chrome shades in it, so these, let me just swatch a couple. I'm gonna swatch the shade Nova. Let's swatch the shade Doppler, and let's do Wormhole as well. These are some of the most beautiful, incredible eyeshadows I've actually ever come across. Like, look at those. They are so incredibly gorgeous and stunning. And let's just put down one of these green shades. I'm going to use the lighter green, I think. It's probably better if you're using a matte shade to leave your eyelid slightly tacky, like with either a concealer or like some kind of sticky base, which I completely forgot that I was supposed to do that. I'm actually just going to mix those two matte shades together, like the slightly darker one and the lighter one. But I am pretty much just going to cover my eyelid in this green shade. I'm going to gently blend out the edges a little bit. Because my eyelids are a bit too matte, I just sprayed a little bit more of the setting spray onto my lids, so hopefully this will stick a little bit better. I would recommend leaving your eyelids a little bit tacky or putting down some kind of eyeshadow primer just so that the matte shades have got something to stick to, which I always seem to forget to do, and then I get to this stage and I'm like, shit, I was gonna put eyeshadow on. You could obviously just go straight in with your glitter, but I would suggest putting some kind of base down just in case you have any gaps in the glitter so that there's like a colour peeking through, and also it's probably going to help the colour of it pop anyway. And it does obviously help to have multiple shades of your chosen colour, but you don't have to. If you have one eyeshadow, that is fine. Just put it all over your lid. And I'm also going to take this along my lower lash line just because if you find that your concealer crease is right here, it's going to be a lot less noticeable if it's covered by eyeshadow and glitter. On my inner corners, I'm going to take this lighter greeny shade just to brighten everything up a little bit. I'm also going to take some of that on the center of my lid, again just to put down in case some of my glitter doesn't cover my whole eyelid. Just get rid of some of that fallout. If you're super bothered about like fallout on your face, do your eyes first instead of your foundation. If you want to do a winged eyeliner, I would say go for the KVD tattoo liner. It is such a good waterproof liner, probably the best one that I've tried. NYX also make the Epic ink liner, which is also waterproof, so that is a really good dupe for this, but I would say that this one is a little bit better if you do have the budget for it, but if not, that's also totally fine. But I'd recommend using a waterproof liner, or go for a pencil liner that is again waterproof and use like a little angled brush to do your wing instead. So this is the fun part. If you're looking for cool eyeliners, Glisten Cosmetics do these really cool chroma flick liners, which you can get really cool shapes with these. This green one would be so good for like drawing a little snake, maybe for doing Reputation, or just any little patterns. Like it's got a really diddy little brush, and these are so metallic and duochrome and just really good for doing any like little details. If you're using regular glitter, like if you just have a pot of glitter and you need glitter glue, NYX make one, Collection make one. I don't actually know, do they still make this, the Collection Glam Crystals glitter glue? So if you have a loose glitter, definitely get like some kind of glue for it. Another thing that are stunning for concerts, again by Glisten Cosmetics, I think I still have my discount code, which is an affiliate code, so you don't have to use it if you don't want to. It means I get a bit of commission if you buy through my code using my discount code. I think my code is SOPH20. Glisten Cosmetics make the chroma flakes as well. This one in the shade Fairy is so similar to the kind of like pinky gold glitter that Taylor was wearing in the Eras Tour film. And these are just so beautiful. You need the tiniest little amount, but just like dab some of these on your eyes. Other sparkly liquid eyeshadows, Half Magic makes some beautiful liquid glittery eyeshadows that you can just paint all over your eyes. You may not even need a base like this. You could just put one of these on and be ready to go. Let me just swatch a couple. This one is called Spirit Guide. So pretty. It's like a purpley blue color. Hang on, I'll do a close up in a sec. My favorite one is the shade ASMR, which is like a greeny gold. That's those two there. Another one of my favorites is called Baby Bunny, which is a baby pink color, which would be so good for like a lover inspired look. And then we've got Lil Beast, which is like a bronzy goldeny glittery shimmer. Elf also make these, which are their little, what are these called? Liquid glitter eyeshadows. The most sparkly one they make is called Flirty Birdie, which has more like chunky glitter in it actually than the Half Magic ones. And then this one is called 24 Karat Gold. So these two last ones are the Elf ones, the others are Half Magic. Hopefully you can see those a bit better. So these would be really good to use as your base. Colourpop as well make these gel eyeshadows, Field of Fairies and Mystical. So those are the two Colourpop ones. That one is Field of Fairies and this one is Mystical. Actually, let me just swatch my Glisten Cosmetics one next to it in the shade Fairy so you can see. Look at this Glisten Cosmetics one. It's so gorgeous. I am covered. How can I forget this? This is one of my favourite makeup products of all time. It is the Half Magic Glitter Puck. Mine has actually shrunk, but it's still going strong. It feels like a mix between a cream and a powder, but this all over the lid. Where can I swatch this? Let's do it here. Like, it's just the sparkliest, most beautiful pink toned eyeshadow, but when it's like a wash of colour on your lid, it just looks like wet little sparkles. It is so gorgeous and I use this all the time, like over the top of any eyeshadow look when I'm going out, really. Oh my gosh, With Love Cosmetics also makes some gorgeous glitters. The only thing about these is they come in like individual pans, so it's a little bit more difficult if you don't have like a magnetic palette to put them in, but these are like cream glitters, like chunky glitters that you can just apply without any glue. This I bought recently is the Jordana Tisha Twinkle Tower and it's got 4 little glittery eyeshadow shades, very similar to like the Makeup by Mario Master Crystal Reflector. This will definitely be in a video soon where I'll actually put it on my eyes, but again, it just gives like a wash of glitter. I don't really know how to swatch it because it's so much more beautiful actually on the eyes, but just swatched it there. Again, it's that very like micro fine glitteriness, but not like chunky glitter at all. Obviously Urban Decay have got their glittery eyeshadows, which are so similar to those Jordana Tisha ones. This is the shade Space Cowboy, which is an absolute classic. There's a little tiny swatch down there, which you can't see, so I'm gonna swatch on my other hand. That is that one there. But when it comes to actual glitter liners where you get like that chunky glitter and it's gonna reflect so beautifully in the light and just look stunning, my favorites ever are from Half Magic. I have nearly every shade of these Half Magic glitters. Some of these were gifted to me, some of these I've purchased myself. I'm definitely going to use one of these today. I think I will use the green one, which is called, what are you called? Goblin. Very fitting. My favourite one though is Microcosm. It's like a holographic-y, silvery, slightly lilac-y colour, but it just goes with every makeup look. I bought this in Superdrug from Collection a good few months ago now. It's their Power Stare glitter eyeliner, but I don't know if they still sell this in stores. But if you're looking for a drugstore glitter eyeliner, this is probably the only one on the market because so many brands just don't make them anymore. But it's really pretty. It's that one down the bottom here. Gorgeous, like chunky little glitters. You know what? I'm gonna put some of this in my inner corner. Oh, and Made by Mitchell obviously have their like glittery kind of liquid eyeshadow, which is called Drip Drip. These liquid eyeliners that I'm talking about though are like more chunky glitter than that kind of thing. Even just this over the top of any colour that you have is gonna look beautiful. Urban Decay have one that's so similar to this, which is called Distortion. It's like a holographic-y, white, pinky, bluey green shade. Kiko do a silver glitter liner. And finally Pixie have got this crystalline liquid eyeshadow, which is very, very similar to Made by Mitchell Drip Drip. And again, this over the top of any eyeshadow look I think would be gorgeous. It's just like very fine little, it's kind of like little white sparkly flakes of eyeshadow. I'm going with Half Magic and I'm going to give it a good old shake. And I'm literally just going to put this everywhere. I want to get good coverage with this glitter because I really want my eyes to stand out. And I feel like going to a concert or a festival is one of the main times. I mean, you can experiment and do fun makeup every day of your life if you want to, but for me personally, I wouldn't feel confident enough to wear this outside if I was like going for dinner or something. But going to a concert or a festival, everyone kind of expects really fun makeup, so I think just go as fun with it as you want to. I'm gonna put this literally all over my eyelid. I have fun with it. You can layer different colors on top of each other, you can layer different products on top of each other. I'm also gonna put a little bit of that on my lower lash line. But I would say if you're looking for a good range of glittery products, Half Magic is probably the best one to go for, because I don't think any other brands are kind of launching glitters and different shades as much as they are. I've actually gone a bit too crazy with this side and it was a bit too wet, and now there's a crease in my eyelid. But the beauty with glitter is that it kind of just hides everything. I am feeling like Chapel Roan right now. And next we're going to talk about rhinestones. Most of my rhinestones, well, all of these ones, I've got off of Amazon, and a few of these different sets, I will link them in my Amazon storefront, which is linked down below. Again, if anybody buys through my link, I will get a small commission from it, so you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's all in there. And some of these sets actually came with a wax pencil, which I have found is the best thing for applying gems. When you don't have a wax pencil, they are so fiddly and annoying. When you do have a wax pencil, they are so easy. Some of these sets have got more like holographic kind of ones and then just clear ones. Some of them are just only the kind of holographic sort of ones with multiple colors reflecting. I've got some that are just different colors. My favorite ones that I've got are these, which I don't know how well you can see. They're like slightly different shapes and slightly different colors, so I'm gonna use some of these today. And you can get so creative with the placement of your rhinestones. I literally just use a little lash glue, whichever one I have. I'm gonna put a big one on the outer edges here. So if you just look in a big mirror, it will help rather than looking in a tiny mirror, because then you can see if you've got them symmetrical. And then you can just pick one up with the wax pencil and it should just stick to the wax pencil, and then stick it on the glue. And it's that easy. Like doing this real time, just opened it up, picked up a gem using my wax pencil. Sometimes they do fall off, and then just stick it on. And then just keep going. And in terms of placement, if you just type in on Pinterest, like rhinestone makeup, it will come up with so many different placement options. You know what, next I'm gonna go for, let's do one of these little mini green ones. It's kind of greeny yellow. Actually, that's more gold or yellow, I'd say, but I'm gonna stick it on. Put a little one there. And then sometimes I look at this and think, you know what, I need one in between that gap, so then I can do that. I would say just have as much fun with this as you like. Okay, that'll probably do. Wax pencil is your best friend. When it comes to concerts, I would recommend using a waterproof mascara, just because you're probably gonna either cry, sweat, or it might rain. So I'm just using the Benefit Bad Gal Bang in waterproof, which actually I have not used this before, but I'm just gonna be testing it today. Okay, it's definitely not giving me as much as the original Bad Gal Bang does. I always find that waterproof mascaras just aren't as like volumizing. If you have oily skin, bring a powder with you so that you can touch up throughout the day and like keep your oils at bay before it gets too messy. Oh, James has just bought me a homemade bubble tea. Oh, that slaps. This is from the Bubbleology, like at-home kits that you can buy. So if you want to wear lashes, you can wear lashes. I probably wouldn't bother for a concert. Depends how much time I have, if I'm honest. And I'm gonna go in with more setting spray. So these are how the eyes turned out. Super sparkly, super different obviously from everyday makeup, but so easy actually to recreate. And I know that it looks a little bit messy maybe, but I kind of love the messy vibes. Yeah, I love it. I think it looks really cool. And then when it comes to lips, me personally, I would rather do like a lip liner and then like a lipstick and a gloss, or like a tinted lip balm or something that's going to be hydrating, because if I'm standing in a crowd for ages, I want to be able to like quickly touch it up with like just a little bit of lip balm over the top. And me personally, if I wear a matte liquid lipstick for like multiple hours, it starts getting uncomfortable and going a bit weird. However, if you are looking for long lasting lip products, ones that are just in lipstick form, I would recommend are the Kiko Unlimited Stylo lipsticks. These are transfer proof, and they are a pretty good dupe actually of the NARS, what are these called? Power Matte lipsticks. This one is the shade Notorious, and these will last a long time and they are transfer proof. However, they are a little bit on the dry side. And then if you're looking for something that has got gloss and long lasting, the NYX Shine Loud lipsticks, these last such a good amount of time, but again, they're the type that will stick to your lips. So you go in with this first, wait for it to dry, and then you put the clear gloss over the top. Those are really nice, and Kiko make a very similar thing. These are the Double Touch Unlimited lipsticks. This is the shade 102. This is a more like nude shade. Again, these last a really nice amount of time. And then obviously Maybelline have got their vinyl lip things. This one is in the shade Captivated. You know what? I think I'm going to use that. The e.l.f. lip liner in the shade Baddest Beige. which is pretty much just wood at this point, scraping on my skin. I need to sharpen that. And then let's use the Maybelline one over the top. And then wait for that to dry, and it should last all day. I am now covered in glitter and swatches. Those are them all together. I know this kind of look isn't for everyone, but I personally bloody love it. I think it's really fun. This is the end result. All right, everyone, that is me done. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give this a thumbs up. If you are going to the Eras tour, I hope you have the best time ever. You will. I am so excited. And obviously, like, if you're not going to the Eras tour, if you're going to any other concert, if you're going to a festival, or if you just want to have some fun, colourful makeup that's gonna last really well for any event, you could wear this every day if you wanted to. If you have the confidence, go for it. You live your best life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my videos, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Press the subscribe button. It's down here somewhere, I think. I hope you guys are good, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!